Hey, hello, leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So, over the weekend, I was thinking about something, and I was thinking about how experience is always an advantage, right? I mean, if we have done something in the past, or if we're qualified to do something, or if we're certified, or if we're licensed to do something, experience matters, right? Well, most of the time. You see, I got thinking about this, and I got thinking about it, especially when it comes to experience making things easier or better. You see, sometimes experience, I think, could actually hinder us a little bit, because this is true when, especially, you're talking about innovation or how to make things better, all right? Doing the same process, using the same things, but making it better. Or with creativity, being creative with your innovation. I think experience sometimes gets in the way of innovation and creativity. And it's because we get so used to doing something that we become stagnant. We think that's the best way to do it because it works great. So if it's working great, why mess with it? But then somebody new with a fresh set of eyes comes in and they look at it and they say, man, this is all jacked up. This would be so much easier and so much more efficient if you just made this little tweak, or if you just made this little adjustment. Or they might say, hey, this is a great product. Have you ever thought about putting this on this and making it do this? But when we get so attached to what we're doing because we got so much experience, and we start getting complacent and we start getting in that attitude of, hey, what do you know? You just started. I've been doing this for a long time. Just mind your own business. Do it like I say to do it. Because we get that way sometimes. And maybe I'm just the only one, all right? But I'm willing to swallow my pride and tell you that I've done that before. Early in my Air Force days, I remember the fresh airmen, the brand new airmen coming to our shops, right? And they think they know everything in the world because they just studied it, but they got no experience. So they might be saying something to us, and we might be listening. What do they call it? Listen on deaf ears or something like that. Falls on deaf ears. That's probably true in a lot of cases. And we're making a mistake when we are the expert with all the experience, but we refuse to listen to a fresh set of eyes that are looking at our production, our product, our quality. When we aren't listening to those people and they're offering tips, man, we might be doing ourselves a big disservice. Because that fresh set of eyes can go a long ways in helping our product and our quality get better. And that could be anything from leadership, how we give feedback, how we give reviews, reports. It could be anything that you're dealing with. But don't make the mistake of always thinking that experience always gives you an advantage, because sometimes it could hinder that. And like I said, this is especially true with innovation and creativity. Because when we get really good at something, we have a tendency to let our guard down and think there's no better way to do that. I mean, look at all the new technology that's coming out. Take bicycles, for example, and I'm just pulling this out of a hat, right? Bicycles. You look at bicycles 20 years ago compared to the bicycles today, and from a distance, you might say, well, it's the same thing. But when you come up closer, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a world of difference. There's these road bikes that you can pick up with one finger. They're so light because of the material they use, and yet they're stronger and better. And, I got an old bike. I got a probably a, I don't know, it's probably a 45-year-old bike, 45 or older, maybe 48 years old, because I got this bike when I was young. And I'll tell you, this bike, I always thought it was nice until I started comparing it to some of the new ones. And it's that old-fashioned 10-speed, right? It's an old Schwinn World 10-speed. And I was like, man, this has got to be an antique. Well, I looked it up, and they made so many of them that it's not an antique, and it's not worth anything, except it's valuable to me because, man, I remember riding this when I was in my teens, right? And I could still ride it, although I need a little bit more padding probably. But want to stay focused here. Experience is great, but always listen to new ideas. Because when you're talking about innovation, that's some of the biggest hindrance that gets in the way is experience, because we think we're doing it the best way. That's what the advantages of bringing in coaches and consultants from the outside. Because when you are training all your leaders and stuff from the inside, what kind of leadership training are they giving out? It's the same leadership training that they've given out over the years. And when I go into a new company and that HR director or that learning and management or that learning and development manager is willing to work with me and listen to some of the ideas I get, that's the companies that get the biggest bang and the biggest return on their investment. Because I'm going in and I look at their products and their operations. I'm like, man, this is great. This is great. This is great. And have you ever thought about doing it this way? Or plugging this in here? Or adding this? Or maybe taking this away? And the real keen ears, they listen to that and they're like, wow, yeah, I think that could work. So it's great that you're experienced, but don't ever be afraid of listening to the newest people, because they got the latest education and they're coming right out of school. And a lot of times they can look at stuff and say, well, we didn't learn it that way. And a simple, well, how did you learn it? How did you learn it? You think this is as good as you learned? Do you think this is better? Maybe you're taking a shortcut that you shouldn't. Hey, have a great rest of your day. Come on back tomorrow. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you.